following excerpt is from Cathy Cohen's essay, Punks, Bulldaggers, and Welfare Queens, The Radical Potential of Queer Politics. She has a question mark because she's not entirely sure. I question the ability of political actions such as mall invasions to address the fact that queers exist in different social locations. Lauren Berlant and Elizabeth Freeman describe mall invasion projects as an attempt to take the relatively bounded spectacle of the urban pride parade to the ambient pleasures of the shopping mall. Mall visibility actions thus conjoin the spectacular lure of the parade with Hare Krishna-style conversion and proselytizing techniques, stepping into malls in hair-gelled splendor, holding hands, and handing out flyers. The queer auxiliaries produce an invasion that conveys a different message. We're here, we're queer, you're going shopping. In 2003, over 100 gay couples in Brazil participated in a mall invasion. Cohen wrote her essay mentioning queer mall invasions in 1997, and these mall invasions have been replicated worldwide up until the present day, and the impact of these mall invasions showed no sign of stopping. Whatever criticisms one may have of queer mall invasions, the way this form of protest has resonated with the queer community for decades cannot be ignored. In 2013, a gay couple was kicked out of a mall in Roseville, California, after they held hands, hugged, and kissed each other on the cheek in public. Mall management accused the couple of engaging in sexually explicit acts and denied that the couple was discriminated against because of their sexual orientation. In 2020, queer couples staged a kiss at a mall in Mexico after security banned 2 gay men from holding hands. Do you identify as queer?
I do identify as queer.
What does the word queer mean to you?
Different from the heteronormative standards of sexuality and gender identity.
How do you feel about straight people?
You know, some of them are alright, others not so much. It's a spectrum, but overall, you know, I let them be.
How do you feel about the word faggot?
Oh, I love it. It gotta be like one of my top 3 words.
Do you feel like some people in the queer community are more or less queer than others in the community?
Yes. I base it off how cool they are.
I identify as queer. I've identified as queer since I was about 12 years old. The word queer means to me... What does queer mean to me? Queer means to me an expression of something other, something different, something out of the ordinary. It's a reclaiming of a word that was used to hurt the community of people I'm from, and it's a good, just general term for somebody who is questioning or doesn't identify with a specific label. Straight people are okay, I guess. I mean, I don't really associate with them very often, so. The word faggot is complicated. I've been called it a lot before, both in friendly joking terms by friends or in not so friendly joking terms by strangers passing in cars or on the street. And I think to be able to joke about it is to lessen the power it has when someone's screaming it at you out of a window and you don't feel safe. I don't think anybody is more or less queer than anybody else. I mean, it's all just different types of queer, different varieties of queer.
Do you identify as queer?
Yes, I do.
What does the word queer mean to you?
For me, queer is just a general term that I use personally just to make it easier for everyone else to process all of this, you know? Yeah.
How do you feel about straight people?
Oh, they're fucking annoying. My anti-straight people rhetoric, I think there's only like 3 or 2 straight people in my life that I tolerate. And man, they had to be real special to get in that roster.
How do you feel about the word faggot?
I think especially since like I'm Black, so a lot of slurs in my what's it called, my lexicon. So I think that a lot of times certain parts of communities will misuse slurs and portray it as a term of endearment, and I think slurs in general, not great. I mean, I will cop to say, sometimes I say it, but I do not say it in context where I know the other person will be uncomfortable, or I'm not sure that they will be, if that makes sense. Like, just the same with like, some Black people don't like saying the N-word, some people do, some people overuse it, some people use it to the point where you're like, are you being racist? Like, what's going on? But I think like you can be homophobic if you are gay, and the same can go for like using a slur can come off as very homophobic if you're using it in like a real icky way.
Do you feel like certain people in the queer community are more or less queer than others in the community?
I don't think anyone's less queer than anyone else. I don't think anyone would be like less queer than anyone else. I think it's more of like, how are you representing yourself? How are you representing the community, you know? It's a group effort.
Hey, Lil Peep, do you identify as queer?
Oh, yeah.
What does the word queer mean to you?
I don't know, I'm not a thesaurus, I'm just a little rabbit.
How do you feel about straight people?
I don't like them.
Do you feel like some people in the queer community are more queer than others?
Yeah, but just me. I'm more queer than everyone else. I'm a special little cow.
How do you feel about the word faggot?
I love it. Faggot, 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 faggot.
The following passage is from the article, Assimilation is Killing Us. Fight for a Queer United Front. We are falling into a trap. Some of us adopt an apologetic stance, stating, that's just the way I am. Read, I'd be straight if I could. Others pioneer behavior in such a way as to mimic heterosexual society so as to minimize the glaring differences between us and them. No matter how much money you make, fucking your lover is still illegal in nearly half of the states. Getting a corporate job, a fierce car, and a condo does not protect you from dying of AIDS or getting your head bashed in by neo-Nazis. These thoughts mirror the thoughts of many young queer people, especially those involved in punk and alternative subculture. Subculture provides a safe space for many queer people, but others find it alienating because they have intersectional identities. The contributions of people of color made to the queer alternative scene are constantly overlooked. For example, The Muslims is an all-queer punk band whose members are black and brown. Despite being incredibly talented, they do not have the recognition in the queer punk scene that they deserve.